Okay, so we're doing a long distance astrology healing, and we're going to be working on some money issues and stuff. Hi, how are you doing? So let's just jump right into it. So I know that you've had your Chiron point sealed before by somebody else, but I'm just going to check and make sure that everything is working. So, okay, so I'm 100%. Hold. Okay, so we're in. So now everything that we're doing is being transmitted to you. Okay, so. Okay. Health is good?
Health is good.
Perfect. So the Chiron point is holding. Let me just see if we need to do anything before. Okay, so because we're working with money, very interesting. I've actually discovered and developed 4 different points. So there's health, and then the second one is connected to money. So maybe what I can do now is find that point. Yeah, that's what's wanted. So there's a point in the chart. Oh, very interesting. There's a point in the chart that represents this, and for you, actually, it's right in conjunction with what's called the nadir. Oh, this is actually very powerful. I'm trying not to say your name so that it can stay anonymous, but you know, you feel it. Being that you have rising Cancer, moon in Cancer in the first house, very psychic. You have a lot of, you're very sensitive, but I've told you that in chart readings before. But what's also interesting is that your point of fortune is also in the house of Cancer, which is the 4th house, and this is also where the nadir is, and the nadir is the strongest point of desire in the chart, and so you have that there. So you have a really strong desire for money, and also being a Taurus and having like a lot of planets in Taurus. Whoa! So there you have the buildup for it, but I think we just kind of have to like balance out some of the blockages, balance out some of the things that are in the way, to help get that ball rolling. So I really like this in terms of doing this balancing, especially like a demonstration, to see what's going on here. I also have your progress charts. So, okay. Also, because your point of fortune is in the 4th house, it has a lot to do with emotions, also with family and kind of like your roots. So there can be a lot of things connected with like your mood and how you feel about certain things. Like that is gonna also bring a lot of kind of like fluctuations, especially with Cancer, you know, the ebb and flow. Think of the ocean, right? Ocean, of course, is a very good place for you with, you know, that Cancer energy. But I think it's really because the point of fortune is in Virgo, it's about the details, it's about the work. It's also coming through your roots and coming through your family as you deem it as well. There's a lot of connection there. So let's just I'm just going to quickly find that point, and then we're going to seal it. Excuse me. Okay, so wealth is good. Okay, yeah, no, it's not holding, so I will find it now. I'm just going to do it quickly. This is also a class that I teach. Okay. 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 So the point is actually on the left side of the body. Where the torso, on the left torso, like right about here, it's a point, and so it's a point somewhere over here, so I will narrow it down even more. So it's actually like right where the waistline is, like right where the hip, the point is right there, okay? And to seal it, let me see if that's enough. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so you can put your fingers there, like this, and you can say wealth is good, or wealth is feeling. Wealth is feeling is a good one. And Also, you can use the Virgo oil, which I don't have with me, but you can use it, like 1 drop right there. Say the mantra, rub the thing on it, and it's gonna do you wonders. Okay, so that's the first thing that we can do. So what that's doing is that it's building, it's like sealing the vessel so that the prosperity, the abundance, the sustenance can flow through. Okay? And because you do have some healing energy, good, I like it. We got it. So but now I'm just going to go a little bit deeper and find some of the other patterns that are going on to heal this area of the chart as well, because we've sealed it, but now you can actually do a balancing for it. So okay, so it's connected to the 4th house, which is feel, I feel. Okay, so it's about your feelings. And you do feel a lot. Obviously, like I said, you have the North Node in the 12th house conjunct the Ascendant, rising Cancer, Moon in Cancer. I mean, and really in so many ways, you're like more of a Cancer, but because you have the grounding energy of the Taurus, you can ground these energies and then you can channel them into your healing work, for example. But again, there's like a lot of energy there. The Cancer is ruled by the Chariot archetype, and the Chariot is the summation. It's like everything that comes before it, like the 1 through the 7, all ends up in the Chariot. This is the tarot deck, my tarot deck. So it's like he can really drive whatever energies that are flowing through. So this is something that you want to keep in mind. So I'm just going to check how that's going because it rules the 4th house. Okay, yeah. So we can do some balancing around that. Let me see if there's something specific. Okay, so what's coming up is the Sphinxes. The Sphinxes in the Chariot, they are pulling actually in opposite directions. Okay, so he can drive them, like it's like this yin and yang energy, like he can drive them into one direction. And they're going in opposite directions and they're coming up now. And actually the yang one wants to be balanced first. So let's see if we need more information. Because also if you think of like the symbol of Cancer, it's like it almost looks like yin and yang, right? Like it's like coming together, the two claws. All right, so it's the yang. So the yang is the doing. It's the outside. It's the action. And now we can just balance it out. All right. So what are we doing? Working with the question. Okay. So we're working with the archetype question from the Chariot. So these are like the archetypal energies. Okay, so like, what also came up, like it flew out in the in the notes, is some of the wisdom about the Chariot that wants to be read to you. Okay, so like I said, the Chariot is all the archetypes before: the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and then the Chariot. They all go into the Chariot. So what's coming up right away is the Lovers, which in your chart rules over the 12th house, and you have some planets in there as well. Teaches us how to synthesize the physical, mental, and spiritual input provided by the Hierophant, which is Taurus, okay, which is what you are, and his monks into making decisions which will reflect our highest aspirations, and the Chariot will teach us how to put those choices into action. This is stressing you out. So basically what that means, yeah, see it's activating all the survival patterns. So, well, only 2 out of 3, which is pretty good. So what that means is like, you know, the spiritual input that you get from your solar vortex energy, from your past lives. You have South Node also in Taurus. Also from, like, just like you do kind of have like this knowingness. I can totally see that in your chart. And you also, because it's all in the 11th house, you really want to elevate and connect to people. But with Taurus there, it's a little bit difficult because Taurus is so earth, you know, like you have to elevate with the spiritual understanding of things, and then you put it into the synthesis of Gemini. Again, you have a lot of planets there as well, and then the Chariot, which is your ascendant. Like really, seriously, if you really put your mind to something, you really understand something, nothing is going to stop you. I mean, I can really see this power here with you, but there is just this blockage with this sometimes, but actually just saying that to you balanced it. So what that means is that a lot of times talking for you, or just kind of like understanding things in a different light is healing you. So that's really good. Let's see, anything else is coming up. Okay, so I have also, I know that also there's some, let's see, I have some German translations here for you also. Like one of the words that's coming up with the Chariot is rigidity, which in German is, and please correct me if I say this weird, Unbeweglichkeit. This is right, Unbeweglichkeit. Nicht so schlecht. Unbeweglichkeit. So this is like rigidity, which is like difficult to, like making it really difficult to move, like, you know, really being stuck, which is also then going again back to the Taurus, because one thing the Taurus does not like is change. Okay, so I'm just going to balance that out, the Unbeweglichkeit or the rigidity. Okay, so let's see. So we're doing like a balance and a balance. So let's see, what are we doing here? Affirmation, book 1, book 2. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to check and see what we can do to balance out the rigidity or the Unbeweglichkeit. All right, so okay, what's coming up actually is some glands. Okay. Wow, okay, so the affirmation that's going to help you with this is, I let go of all emotions inhibiting my glands. Okay, good. So this is something you can say that's going to help you with the rigidity. I let go of all of emotions inhibiting my glands. Now let's check with the rigidity. Okay, this fixed it. Okay. Hold. Perfect. Good. All right, so now let's see which question is coming up. You good? So I'm going to do some tuning fork healing. It's really interesting actually, because the tuning forks that's coming up, I don't get them very often. because it wants to work with the nodes. Which means this is like some good karmic release that we're going through here. And I suspect because you are a healer and you do work a lot with healing, that you're really ready to release some of this stuff. So this is the moon knot or the moon node, and this is the moon tuning fork. Very powerful. So there's a lot of high priestess energy. Is it okay if I put it here? Mm-hmm. It's okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're doing central, like the moon and the sun. What are the results of my jealousy? What does my jealousy reveal about myself? What quality would I need to master to skillfully use my jealousy in a meaningful way? Beautiful. So this is the question that is going to download wisdom for you. Because when you ask the question, you like make a vessel so that the wisdom can come. And also, jealousy is connected to Cancer, like the Chariot, like in degraded fashion. And jealousy can motivate, but it can also stagnate us and make us, again, like with this rigidness, like where we don't want to move or change or anything, but it can also motivate us. So I'm really curious to see how that works because, it can really push you forward to do things that you normally would not do. So that's very good. That was nice and quick. So now let's just check in relation to the Chariot. Hold. Okay, very good. So this is good. Okay, let's see where else we're going. Okay, so in relation to money flow. Okay, so there is some money stuff going on. So let me just see here. In your progressed chart, you have Chiron going through the second house, which is going to bring healing to self-worth. Also, it's the house of Taurus, also money. But I mean, Taurus loves money, and pretty much like every Taurus has the potential. I mean, we all have Taurus in our charts. It's not about like Taurus people or whatever. We all have Taurus in our chart, but it's like this is an area where we can have really a lot of wealth and financial prosperity. I'm grateful for the money I have, which allows financial flow. I am grateful for the money I have, which allows financial flow. So that, yeah, we're going to balance it out. So this is amazing because, well, first off, with affirmations, how should I say that? Like with affirmations, you can say them but many times, most times actually, we have something that's called like psychological or spiritual reversal, which means that even if you say something that's good, that sounds good, something that you want, it stresses out different parts of the subconscious or the unconscious, and it doesn't really like register, so it's not going to help. It's just going to create stress, okay? So, for example, this is one of them. So, I mean, while it sounds amazing, it's like, I'm grateful for the money I have, which allows financial flow. If it's not installed into the being, into the person, then it's not going to work, right? So it's like if you're installing an app on your phone and your phone can't handle it, or something on your computer, if it's not like compatible, it's not going to work. It's just going to take up space. It's going to create stress. So I'm going to install it in, but first we need to understand it's like, what this means is that when you are grateful for the money that you have, it multiplies. It starts to flow in more. If you look at it and you have lack, or you look at it and it creates stress or fear, then it's not going to attract more. So when you're grateful for the money that you have, it just starts to multiply, it starts to grow. It's an amazing thing, but be it as it may, it might be a truth, it's not installed in. So we're going to check and see what the blockage is. I can let go. Oh, sorry. I can let go of this problem. Okay. So the psychological reversal, I cannot let go of this problem. Okay, so the psychological reversal is about can. You do not. It's like the blockage is about can let go of this blockage and cannot let go of it. And like you believe, like it's about can and can't, okay? So let's just check here. Good, good, good. Other side. Good. And then, okay, so it's this yang side. So we're just going to see what we can do to install this. No. Interesting. Okay, so it's actually I need to do something in the brain. I need to do something in the brain. Interesting. Okay. So I will. So now I'm just going through like some different procedures to just balance this out. So I'm just checking with, I checked with the cortex, which was under-facilitated in the brain. These are just some stress points down here on the feet. And actually, now that I'm checking that, I think there's, hold, okay, hold, okay, hold, okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, you're nice and relaxed a little bit there, so. Okay, good. Okay. So now I'm just checking with the limbic system, which is actually how the essential oils work in the brain. That's good. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay, this is another area of the brain. Okay, so what's coming up to be balanced here is interesting. Sorry, my microphone. What's coming up here is about broken relationships that need to be healed. And you have Saturn and Pluto transiting your 7th house. So it's something connected with a broken relationship. I'm not saying like that the relationship needs to be fixed, like if it's not possible, like, but within yourself, there's some kind of program that causes you to think or believe that you cannot let go of this problem, where you appreciate what you have to attract more. But at the same time, okay, so Capricorn is ruling over your descendant, your 7th house. You know, obviously it's opposite Cancer rising. And as a millennial, you know, millennials have Neptune in Capricorn pretty much, which makes us like really out of touch with reality sometimes, but also like elevating it too. I'm not saying that. I mean, I can probably give a class on that, but the point is it's in your 7th house. Also, it's has a really tight conjunction with Uranus, and Pluto and Saturn are transiting over that right now. There's going to be the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January in the house of relationships. So this is perfect timing for all of this, actually. Yeah. You have a million planets going through your 10th house right now also, for career and pushing you forward. I'm just checking. Okay. Once again, just bringing it to your consciousness was balancing it enough. Okay, good. 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 I think we balance a lot of this stuff out. Okay, actually the spinal cord is coming in, so excuse me. So spinal cord, the spine is, well, actually I don't, it's okay, I'm just going to balance it out. What's coming up, like, what I'm picking up actually, like in relation to the broken relationships, is somehow like with the Empress energy. I'm not saying that it's anyone in particular, but I'm just saying like with the archetype of the Empress. So when you think about the Empress on the physical, one of the manifestations of the Empress is the mother. And whatever you define as mother, that's your relationship to it. So now this is how archetypes work. If your mother died, for example, I'm just speaking to anybody, then you still know what a mother is because it's an archetype. This is how the archetypes work. In this case, you would know what your mother is by the absence of it. That would be your relationship with the mother. That's how we all have relationships to these archetypes. I think it's extremely important to know that in terms of healing this. I don't know where the video cut out, sorry about that, but I just pulled up the Empress because we're still in the Empress year and we're healing that. So I just want to check the mended relationships. Yeah, and it's connected to the Empress. And the Empress also rules over money, so it's definitely something that we still want to work with. Good. So now let's check with the mantra. I'm grateful for the money I have, which creates financial flow. I can let go of this problem. I cannot let go of this problem. Okay, no, we're still not there yet. We have to keep going there with the broken, mended relationships, and okay. Okay, that's good. So that part's good. We're just balancing it? No, we need more information. Okay, so 7th house. No. Uranus. So it's kind of like this wild card energy, like whoever kind of whatever is like this coming out of the blue kind of energy, like this archetype, this person. Somehow there's still like these patterns that are playing in, that are getting in the way of the prosperity. Who cares? Let's just balance it. Okay, so let's see, what are we doing? All right. Just scanning. Okay, so flower essence is coming up. Okay, this one's called Fagus sylvatica. It's from Bachblüten, Bach flowers. Let's see. Flowers, you know, are also connected to the Empress. 3 drops. Okay. Under the tongue, mister? So Venus, your Venus is in Gemini in the 12th house. Unconscious. So I'm just going to put it underneath your head for a minute. Yep. And let's see how this... Okay, good. So some of the patterns have cleared. Oh, what was that? Okay, good. Good. Thank you. So we've cleared some of the patterns. But the Venus in the 12th house in Gemini still wants something. So we need more information. Okay, we're going to pull it from the Empress. Empress. How you doing, Philip? You're in there somewhere. Okay, let's see. Where is my... question? Notes. Seriously, something just like manifested in here that was just for you. I have no idea how this got in here. So I have to probably investigate that later. Okay. So the Empress represents desire nature and the physical manifestation within the principle of creation. So we did the brain, heart. Heart's okay. Okay, that's good. Self-love. Self-love. I think we're really getting somewhere. Relation to self-love. Okay, we're gonna work on that now. So can we balance this out? Yeah. What are we doing? Okay. Okay. Gemini makes sense because of the Venus. And stomach. Excuse me. So, Gemini and stomach. Gemini and Cancer. Holier, so the emotions are like holier than thou and destructive. And there's also okay. I take responsibility for my attitudes and choose to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively transcend my obligations overwhelming me into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively take on those responsibilities which are in the best interest of myself and others. I will assess my accomplishments and failures realistically and with love. This is in connection to self-love. And self-love is a huge prerequisite for like real prosperity and real fulfillment without side effects. Side effects. Nice. I can really feel like that's me, that's not you. I can really feel this like real honest, soft energy that you have. And I feel like you need to know that it's safe and destined for you to be happy and wealthy and healthy and yeah, and like also to kind of like just lighten up as naturally as possible. I think this is really good, and you have a lot of independent energy. So you have Mars opposing your Mars, which I'm going to get into actually right now. So I think this is finished. Yeah, we got there a little bit better. Okay, so Mars is opposing Mars. So you have Mars in Aries, and it's being opposed by transiting Mars in Libra. Very interesting, because the Emperor sits on top of Justice in the pathwork, like in tarot. So I'm gonna just put them like this, and we're gonna get the Mars vortex right in the middle. And I'm just gonna make sure that you're okay with this transit. Oh, my microphone. Okay, so this is, yeah. We're gonna just balance this out. So I'm just going to do opposition healing. So I'm just creating a mudra underneath. Can you just lift up? Okay, thank you. Okay, got it. It's like, so I can prepare bodies and people for transits. This is a big one because it's with home and work. Sometimes what this feels like is power struggle between where you want to go and where you are. So finding your home within your heart is going to be extremely healing and helpful. And yeah. Nice. Much better. Okay, so with the transits, okay, good, we got, okay. Okay. We got it. Very good. And then I think I want to just address the Sun just moved into your 5th house, and you have Pluto in the 5th house, so it's okay to, it's okay to lighten up. You have permission to lighten up. Okay. Allowed, possible. Okay. So it's about possible, impossible. It is possible for you to lighten up. It is impossible for you to lighten up. Okay, so I'm gonna just fix that for you. And then I think we're pretty much done, because lightening up, so there are angels that rule over money, and one of those angels is the happiness angel. So the happier you are, the more money you have. It's not the other way around. Although money can bring like happiness and stuff, but that's another conversation. But it's not bringing like that true happiness. Like if you have the happiness first, and the money comes. Okay? So I'm just going to, there are several archetypes that manifest on certain parts of the body, and I'm just going to program this so that you can lighten up a little bit. You have Sun, Mercury, Venus transiting your 5th house, ruled by Scorpio. When we enter in the middle of Sagittarius, it's going to be time for you to work more. Now I want you to have passion. I mean, not I, but your chart. Like the universe wants you to be happy and have passion and really fall in love with what it is that you're doing. And then in the middle of Sagittarius, which is like, you know, December, beginning of December-ish, you can, you're going to get pushed to work more. And I mean, maybe it's already happening now because Jupiter's there, but it's like preparing you for that. So make sure you're just taking care of your bones. knees, fingers, like your joints. Getting enough, oil. Teeth. All of that. Mm-hmm. And so Mercury is also retrograde, Scorpio, in your 5th house, right on your node, north node. So you're thinking a lot about love, sexuality, like past kind of encounters and lessons that you've learned. And of course you're making the connection between the mended relationships and those as well. So you can do some journaling. After, be sure that you drink enough water for 72 hours after this, and get a journal, because you're gonna be writing some stuff down, that's for sure. So it's possible for me to let go of this problem. It's impossible for me to let go of this problem. Very good. All right, so I think we are done. Yep. Health is good?
Health is good.
Wealth is good?
Wealth is good.
Perfect. Okay, we got it. So I will... This is a new program for this body. The old program for this body. That's all we need now in the future. I'm just programming it into your body. Hold. I'm going to program a crystal for you, and I will send it to you. And then you can... all the healing energy of this balancing will... you can wear it with you for the rest of your life if you want. Put it in your purse, whatever. And I will get Philip back to being Philip. And I thank you very much for your trust. If you have any questions or anything, you know how to get in contact with me on Instagram or whatever. And I thank you very much for your trust. And I'll see you next time. Bye.